Welcome to the Stormsurf Video Surf Forecast for the Indian Ocean, starting Sunday, May 11th. Brought to you by Kandui Resort in the Mentawai Islands, a great place to stay and surf. First up, we'll take a look at significant wave heights in the South Indian Ocean. We see a large area of 28 to almost 30-foot seas west of the Kerguelen Islands. They are aimed pretty well up the Great Circle Pass to the Mentawai Islands and Bali. Swell from a previous system in the same area is about ready to impact that area now, with more on the way. So the summer season is well underway, and more to come. First, we'll take a look at jet stream level winds. These winds are at about 30,000 feet in the atmosphere. When they form a trough that is a bulge pushing to the north, they tend to promote the formation of low pressure and or gale development at the ocean surface. And these winds also direct the travel path of storms or forms that they help support. Right now we have a bit of a trough here just off of southwest Australia, 140 knot winds flowing into it. Again, helping to promote the formation of gales in this area. This has been a rather ripe area for development the past week or so. A lot of activity going on, and as we said earlier, swell already in the water and on the way north and west. Another bit of a trough. This is kind of a cut-off trough here. Here's the main trough down here off Antarctica. Secondary trough under South Africa. Let's put this into motion, see what plays out. See, look at that. You have a good bit of 140 knot winds feeding up into this trough-like structure here on later Sunday. Kind of gets cut off, and here's a ridge that kind of suppresses gale development into Tuesday, but then we come along and it kind of opens up again. This is sort of more of a cut-off trough here west of the Kerguelens right there, perhaps supporting some form of weaker gale development. And again, the main trough here starts sliding under Australia. As we play out here, we get into a bit of a ridge developing south of the Kerguelens, and that will likely shut down development there, so that we're into Friday. And then we sort of get, there's a pretty good healthy amount of wind energy here, 130 knots, 120, 130 knots. Bit of a trough trying to organize, but it's pretty small there by Saturday into Sunday. And then gets a marginally better organized about a week out. So let's go take a look down at the surface and see what manifests. At the surface, as expected, low pressure just north of Antarctica, 35, 40 knot winds, pretty much targeting Western Australia. Weak high pressure kind of blocking down the mid-latitudes here in the South Indian Ocean, and a weaker pattern back to the west. Let's put it in motion, see how things play out. We see a bit of a low here. This is part of this cutoff system on Tuesday. 40 knot winds pushed almost due north towards Madagascar. Put this out, and then you go a little window of 45 knot winds. Here's the Mentawai Islands. This is pushing actually north of the Great Circle Pass to the Mentawais, but still certainly some swell energy should result from this. Put this into motion. That continues, and there you go. Look at this. Is much better into Wednesday. 45 knot winds aimed right up at the Mentawais. This is great. What is this? 218 degrees, 210 degrees. Very nice, and even into to a certain extent, sort of cutting across the paths into Western Australia. So because of the northward angle, these are the main focuses right here. We'll put this into motion a little bit more, see how it plays out. And that system kind of fades out by Friday and heads under Australia, and then a calmer pattern takes over. Let's go take a look at the significant wave height chart, see what's forecast. We're actually going to go back in time to Tuesday, May 6th, and this is the source of swell that's about to impact the Mentawais and Bali area right now, and the swell has already started, or already has hit Western Australia. Nice system, 41-foot seas south of the Kerguelens on, when was that? That was Tuesday of last week. Builds aimed more to the west, but the reality is swell still, solid sideband swell still makes it well up into the Mentawai Islands. And secondary fetch developing 34-foot seas. Good area here, 34, 36-foot seas. Look at that, right, almost aimed right up the 196-degree path to the central Mentawais, into Bali, and to Western Australia. This is a good, solid fetch area and a good swell producer. We put that on out into motion, and so we're into Friday and Saturday. Secondary fetch continues in the 25, 26, 30-foot range as of Sunday morning. Again, aimed up reasonably well to the Mentawais and Bali area, and also Western Australia. So a good long run of swell looks likely. So now we move into the forecast window. That one sort of fades out, but then we start looking at this new low, complex low developing off of Madagascar. And by Wednesday or so, we have a nice area of 30-foot seas again, aimed right up the, what was that, about 220, as we talked earlier, into the Mentawais. And that rolls out, gets even better. We had 34-foot seas projected by late Wednesday into Thursday. So yet another swell, looks like it's on the charts, and aimed even better north than the previous systems. So that should make for good solid bit of 17, 18 second period swell, assuming it plays out as the charts suggest. And then things start to back off a little bit. So as we talked, swell is impending, on the verge of hitting now. This area already hit down here, and basically swell's going to continue at least through the entire week. Looks like a great setup. Good time to book your reservations. Head on out there. Looks like an epic run of surf. It is that season, time to start heading. The Indian Ocean has woken up. If you're there, get some waves. If you aren't, maybe it's a time to think about booking some flights. Get on over there. This looks like a good run of surf. Anyway, this has been the Stormsurf Indian Ocean Surf Forecast for the week starting Sunday, May 11th, and brought to you by our friends at Kandui Resort in the Mentawai Islands. Great place to go get some waves, great place to stay, great place to have some fun and get some solid surf. Enjoy. We'll do this again next week, same time, same channel.